Oh, and we are live in the next episode of umbraCoffee. Hello, Callum. How are you?
I'm good, Marcin. How are you?
I'm also good. Busy,
I'll be
as
honest.
always.
I'm a little hungover as well because yesterday I went to the Umbraco London meetup and I was in a pub with Ravi and Pete Duncanson till
Ooh, till what time?
quite late. And uh, there was also a Bristol meetup yesterday too. I saw, which I think people spent quite a long time in the pub as well.
Yeah, I wasn't in the pub. I was running training yesterday, but I also went back home really late because I was doing it in Białystok in my hometown. So it was, I know, 3 hour train drive to there
I
to
saw you
train.
did an Instagram story at 4 a.m. or something to
Yes,
travel
yes.
there.
I woke up at 4 a.m. and went back to home at, I don't know, 9 or 10 p.m. So it was a really long day, but it was an amazing day because it was my first Umbraco training, which I was running for the people who didn't see Umbraco at all. So it was their first time when they saw Umbraco, and it was really interesting for both them and myself. And we had an amazing day just exploring the possibilities behind Umbraco. And I really believe that there were a lot of values and value for them at the end because they were hungry for more. And right now they are just looking for more opportunities to learn about Umbraco, to attend meetups, to attend more trainings and conferences, because of course it's all about the whole ecosystem. And I invited them to everything inside of our community. So maybe they're even watching it right now because they heard about umbraCoffee as well.
That's awesome. I mean, talking of training, so Paul Sterling was doing training this week as well, and I don't know if we're allowed to share this, but I'm going to anyway. Ismail posted a screenshot of something that Paul Sterling had posted in the Umbraco Trainers Slack channel this morning, which I thought was actually really, really good. He said about how the MVC and the application integration courses were so polished that it's it's completely different to how the courses used to be, and also that the examine certification was super in depth, and all the attendees were really, really impressed. It was his first time running that course, so that's great. He actually said that he misses the days where there were countless issues in the courses and stuff. So it's just shows how far the training has come, and it's
Yes.
great that you're doing like fundamentals with people who've never used Umbraco before.
Yeah, and I can only confirm that, and I also shared the huge kudos with HQ and Rune as a training counselor because yeah, it really evolved a lot. And I wasn't running trainings for a bit, and then I jumped back to the materials. Right now we have another fundamentals course, which is 1 day course, and it's amazing. The quality of materials is really high, and people maybe they don't see it, but we as a trainers we see how it evolved together with Umbraco, because Umbraco is still also changing,
Yeah.
and that's good for that other trainers also sees that, and yeah, it's amazing for both sides.
Absolutely. So we've titled this episode "Lightning Doesn't Strike Twice, but 14 times at Code Garden."
Yes.
And I think whilst talking about training, this is a really good segue almost onto one of the topics we were going to discuss, which was the lightning talks have been announced, and one of them is Warren, who is going to be talking about. He went on his experience of the examine training course, I believe, and he went on the examine course, and he it encouraged him and kind of gave him inspiration to do some work on our Umbraco, as far as I know. So that's one of the exciting options that we've got related to trading, but there's loads of other things as well. So
I will share my screen, and we can
excellent.
just go through this. So we have a lighting stage, which has some slots, and we can see that there are some talks there, and Dave will be doing talk about tours here. We have a talk by Paul Marden about developing Umbraco for Chinese market. Long-running tasks with Azure and Service Bus. This will be definitely an interesting topic.
Yeah, this is a topic that I've also spoken about. I spoke at UDUF about that topic, but also I watched this talk last night. Darren did it at the Umbraco London meetup, and it was very good to see. So definitely not one to miss there.
Yeah, there's the one about you Celebrate, which I heard about during the Deutschland Festival, by the way. and some other really interesting talks. And as you've mentioned, Warren will be doing 2 talks. And we know that it's his comeback to talking. And I saw that he was really excited about being back to sharing knowledge in front of the other people. So it will be definitely something interesting. What else can be flagged here? Sophie from HQ will be doing also her first talk, her first public talk, and it will be about, of course.
And we knew about this because she posted about it many months ago, didn't she? But it's good to see that it's kind of finally been put up on the schedule. I'm really looking forward to that session. The lightning sessions, to me, are probably going to be some of the best, I think.
Yeah, personally, I really also like the format of lightning talks because it's the condensed knowledge. Of course, we all know that during the talk you just learn about some pointers where to look for the additional knowledge or something like that. And lightning talk is something really great for people who didn't speak before, because 15 minutes is just a short sharing of the knowledge. And yeah, really looking forward to those
15 minutes plus 5 for Q&A, I think. So kind of a really nice sized session, maybe meetup sized talks, and a much more informal setting. So you don't have to be as polished or prepared or as experienced, which is really good.
Yep.
Talking about more of Code Garden, and so they Umbraco posted a blog in the week clarifying what the day 3 is going to be. And they had a blog on 4 new and familiar concepts. It seems they previously announced on the schedule they were going to have this bar camp thing, which has disappeared. They've said they've scrapped that, but they've replaced it with the standard open sessions that everyone has experienced in previous years, and a hack space that's going to be there throughout Code Garden. And also, there's actually a little bit more structure to the day. They're going to have a talk at the start of the day on the Friday, and they're going to have I can't remember what session it is that's straight after that talk, but kind of like an introduction to the
and
format.
Also, we'll of course have an umbraCoffee there.
Of course, at our usual time. So 12:30 when we're in Denmark, we'll be doing an umbraCoffee, which people are more than welcome to come along and take part in. We'll have some coffee to help you cure your post-bingo hangover.
Yeah, I also saw that there were more beer pull requests coming to HQ.
They keep on coming.
Yeah, they are still coming, and there will be more of them. And they even shared the video, right? I'm trying to load it.
They teased last week, and I think we spoke about it with one of the members of HQ dressed up as a musketeer, and they finally released the product of that. They've filmed a mini, I don't know what you'd call it, sketch, where they had members of the HQ team kind of being sad because they had rubbish beers, and then someone came along with a fancy new beer, and they were all happy. It's a nice video to watch.
Yep, and we'll definitely share it in the description here. What else do we have about Code Garden? There is a lot of hype around it, of course. It's getting closer and closer. We have 2 weeks until the main event. We saw some CG rumors, some new ones. Dave shared the tweet about the rumor about what was it all about? I can't remember right now. I'm still having issues with my Chrome loading Twitter.
That was it. I heard there will be no Umbraco package competition. It will be replaced by a car flipping competition.
Yeah. And I also shared the CG rumor today because I've observed a lot of music references on the agenda. And I heard, it might be true or not, that there will be a spot for a freestyle battle. And I'm watching Eminem and all the 8 Mile battles to learn new punches for the battles. So we'll see. Everything is possible during the Code Garden, of course.
Absolutely. One of the other things about Code Garden that caught my eye this week was Mark Goodson. I guess this is like a CG rumor type thing as well. Posted that he's got his official Umbraco Code Garden 2018 Panini sticker album, and he's been collecting different stickers, and people have been joking about all kinds of things like, oh, I've caught the Slave and Eagle badge, or I've only got half of the one that says when Umbraco version 8's coming out. Stefan from HQ chimes in, and so it's a very, very funny thread. So
we have this right now on my screen, and as you, yeah, so we have some some cards from Code Garden, as you mentioned, and yeah, definitely worth to see it. I really love this GIF. There is a lot of hype around everything Code Garden related.
It's unavoidable at the moment. Like the Umbraco news is dominated by Code Garden. Though there are a few other things actually we wanted to mention. So that we saw a blog this week. In fact, it came out today, I think, this morning, about George's youth German festival experience.
Yeah, UFT. Let me share it. Yeah, there is a nice wrap up. It was first festival outside of Code Garden for Georg. It was really interesting. He even invited a new hashtag, Umbazing.
Umbazing, I saw it.
I really liked it too. And it was about his, his observations and attitude, and also atmosphere at the festival. And we told a lot about German festival in the previous episodes. So here, if you want to read how Georg from HQ sees the event as his first experience outside of the Code Garden, feel free to read it. Yeah, it's really interesting wrap up.
Yeah, it's a really nice blog post. Speaking of other blog posts, there's been quite a few blog posts recently this week. Another GDPR and Umbraco wrap up from Kim, which is an ongoing series. They've done a few of those now. I think this was the 5th one or the 4th one. And also the big blog, which we've known about for a while, but has kind of been kept secret. We didn't know it was coming out this week. We did a U profile. So every month, Umbraco HQ feature some Umbratians from the community, do a little write-up on them, and we have our shared U profile for May, which dishes all the dirt, everything you need to know.
Yeah, and even some dirts from the past, right?
Exactly.
Or yeah, if you want to learn how our desks looks like, or what we are planning, or what we are working right now, or will be working in the nearest future, we've shared it here. And yeah, we are honored to be mentioned as a your profile of the month. And yeah, it's amazing for us to be featured here. Thanks, Umbraco, for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want to learn more about us and what we are doing, just go there and see. This is our desks.
Like I joked on Twitter, people are probably going to start getting fed up with seeing our names and our faces everywhere, because the past few weeks, the Code Garden and the Umbraco Twitter have just been retweeting our post or our umbraCoffee announcements or whatever. It's been all over the place.
Yeah, but this is just a proof that we are active and we are sharing a lot. That's good.
Exactly.
That's great. Let's keep it up. Yeah, another things you've mentioned the festivals and other announcements. Umbraco US Festival shared the information about call for proposals.
Yeah, and their new identity. I don't know when that went up, but the new identity looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I really like this animation on the logo.
On the logo, yeah.
That's really great. And are you planning to go to States this year?
I mean, I've got a really difficult decision because I want to apply for Code Cabin, and also I'd love to go to a US Umbraco US Fest, as it's called now. They clash, so I will have to make a decision. And yeah, I don't know. I'd love to go if the opportunity comes.
Yeah, good. We will, of course, share the link for speaker proposals, and still, I will be reminding it all the time. We are also looking for new speakers for the Polish Festival. So if you will be submitting talks for both for US Fest, copy, paste to the Polish Festival.
Yeah.
We want to pick from a wide range of topics as well. And then probably the same is for the US Fest. So we will help them.
Speaking of a wide range of topics, one of the things I think you posted a link to in our internal Slack channel this morning was a video from Build, the Microsoft conference, about the future of C#, and it's quite an interesting watch. I've not had time to look at it all yet, but there was so much content for Azure improvements or C# and things that came out of Build that look really, really interesting. So we'll share a couple of links to some some stuff that people can
Yes,
watch.
we've been following what was happening during the Build conference in the past couple of days, and this is the talk which you've talked about. I'm really following what's going on in the C# industry lately, and I was preparing even my talk for the UK festival about the future of C# with Umbraco, and I'm personally amazed how it's evolving and how it's changing. I've been talking about version 7.1 and 2. Right now we have version 7.3, and a lot of features ahead coming in the next releases. And you may know or not, but Visual Studio is also changing. It's our ecosystem live share feature, for example, which we've been testing in the couple weeks back. Right now, it's available for everyone. So you can update your Visual Studio and play with live share. And we will be definitely using live share feature for our live coding sessions.
Yep.
Because it's probably made for those types of things.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's a lot of things
I
around.
didn't know before build. I didn't know that that the live share was going to be baked into Visual Studio as well. I thought it was just in VS Code, which is really, really cool. So kind of there's no excuse or reason not to use it if you choose the IDE of your choice and you go with it, which is nice. And like you say, it doesn't affect Umbraco directly or right now, but it's all stuff that affects the general .NET ecosystem and stuff that we'll be aware of, that would be good for us to be aware of. And I'm sure HQ will embrace, or we can embrace, like you say, for our live coding sessions, that sort of thing.
I had the pleasure to test it with Warren from HQ, and what amazed me the most is that it's opening a new way of working, even with Umbraco, for people who, for example, are outside of our ecosystem. Because if you are running Mac and you have Visual Studio Code or any other editor which will have this plugin prepared, you can just see what's going on in the code of someone who is running Visual Studio in a fully featured product based on .NET platform, for example. So you can even, I don't know, add something from your perspective from by typing it in the Visual Studio Code, and it will run on the fully featured Umbraco website on someone else's machine. It's
awesome.
a really powerful toy in our hands, and it will open definitely a lot of doors for people who weren't able to run Umbraco before.
Definitely.
And you've mentioned also the small Umbraco updates in terms of new packages for our usage. And Paul Sterling shared a tweet about Umbraco Deploy.
So his Script article from a couple of weeks back discussed about Umbraco Deploy, and I didn't know until he tweeted that you can actually get Umbraco Deploy as a NuGet package via, I guess it's an internal MyGet feed or something that Umbraco have. But it's available. You can download it there and install it, and you no longer have to have those pesky DLLs checked into your repo. You just have a reference to a package, and it all comes down. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's really, really useful. And for people who are usually using or anything like it to migrate content in something which will help also with transferring data between environments. And we will definitely use it for a lot of projects and things. And do we have anything else doing this week?
We didn't mention something we have spoken quite a bit about, but Owen, our #1 umbraCoffee fan, who we've had on a few weeks ago, he did a T-shirt pull request. So you could go on his GitHub, put your name on a list, and he was going to put them all on a T-shirt. And he's got a personal mission to say hi to everyone. I give them a high five, whatever, at Code Garden, and he's going to tick their names off. So that's been sent to the printers, as far as I know now. I look forward to seeing that in just under 2 weeks. It's quite a big list of names. There's, I don't know, 50,
I'm sharing my screen right now.
50 odd names on there.
A lot of people. And fingers crossed for Owen to complete the mission. We'll definitely help and try to help, at least with signing up our checkboxes.
Of course.
Speaking about Owen, he also submitted and completed this pull request, and it's under the discussion level right now on GitHub. And it's a really nice feature for colors and changes in the Umbraco icon speakers.
Yeah, if you jump on the GitHub pull request, there's actually some screenshots of what it looks like, and it looks like a vast improvement to what they have currently.
And I really like the input from the HQ and other people, because all of them were trying to just stay in the, I don't know, the guidelines or not go outside of the guidelines in terms of Umbraco back office. Owen suggested some, for example, some backdrops which weren't used anywhere else, and there is a interesting discussion about it. Some kind of border radiuses in the corners, and the final result is really satisfying and something which is.
I saw. I think it was yesterday. Bjorn created a directive for this color picker now, so we could use that elsewhere in packages and that sort of thing. Owen's kind of admitted here that this is his first, or he's just getting used to working with Angular. So it's great to see the whole community jumping on board and trying to help him out, give him pointers to how he can make this pull request really, really kick-ass. And I can't wait for it to be in the core because it's a vast improvement. To
exactly.
what's there currently.
My talk about open source in Polish went live this week, and during this talk I've mentioned a lot about pull requests, that they are just beginning, and as you may see, even by this example, pull request is just a beginning because it was totally different than the final result at the beginning, and a lot of improvements from the community helped become it even better and better every day and every week. So that's definitely important for all people who just too shy to submit any pull request or any change, because it might be completely changed during the process, and pull request is not the final result of the work, definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's all topics which we've prepared for this week. This episode was the first one without the guest, right?
Without a guest, yeah. I mean, there's a load of people on holidays at the moment, I think, and also we are we've been crazy busy with Code Garden. We don't really have that much time to prepare in depth one of the umbraCoffee episodes. Guests that have come on before will know that the whole thing is slung together at last minute, and that's kind of we enjoy it that way. It keeps it far more natural. So yeah, it's, I don't know, first time flying solo, and it's all right.
It's all right. Hope it was also good for you on the other side. We are trying to bring you a list of things which spotted our eyes during this week, and yeah, feel free to add anything from your side.
We do really want to hear people's feedback, because we've nearly been going half a year now. In fact, we're 2 weeks off half a year, and we understand that it might get a bit dry or boring. So tell us what you want to see. We'll do more of it. Tell us what you don't like. We'll do less of it, or ignore you.
And we have some ideas, right? We've mentioned some of them earlier about longer episodes. They're on the way, no worries. But we have also some crazy ideas for this type of meetings. Yes. So let us explore more. Share your feedback definitely with us, because we want to hear back from you. And we will definitely prepare something special. And we are doing it for the Code Garden. Next week will be also something interesting, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So yeah, let's move back to the work side of Friday. And yeah, see you next week.
See you next week.
Have a nice
weekend.
Yeah.
See ya.
See you.